So now that we've talked a little bit about theory, let's actually begin a practical exercise, drawing the inside of a room. So I've started off by drawing a rectangle, and we can think about that rectangle as the end wall in our room. As soon as we start to think about this as a room, we can think about how high we are in relationship to that wall. So are we here? If we were 6 foot high, this would make the room 12 foot high. If we were here, if this was 6 foot, then this would be about 8 foot high. So we can decide where our horizon is. And by that I'm going to draw a straight line. And that becomes the height line for our vanishing point. Now we need to visualize where we are in relationship to this wall. Are we over here? Are we in the middle of the room? Or are we over here? Let's place ourselves here for the moment. We're directly opposite this space. This is our central vanishing point. So if we now take lines of sight from here through the corner, take another line from here through that corner, take another line from here through that corner, take another line from here through that corner. We've now created our floor, our walls and our ceiling. So remember, all lines which are parallel converge to the same point. We're in this room looking straight ahead of us. This is our central visual ray and every point is going to here. If we now divided this floor into equal divisions, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark a section here and I'm going to mark down. Then I'm going to grab that little divider, move it across by 1 and then mark again. Do the same again. Just that I've measured off equal distances. Now if I use those, let's place a couple more in. Now these are equally marked across the ground. We're now going to take lines from the horizon vanishing point through those points. This will be rather like floorboards disappearing away from us. So we've now created a series of recessional floorboards disappearing to the horizon. I mean, obviously my drawing is not the precisest for the moment, but for this video this will be adequate. My next question is, how do I calculate the recession of the squares? And there's a proper way of doing this, and there's a cheat method. And for the moment I'm going to give you a very simple cheat method. This is not highly accurate, but it will give you a realistic looking space. If we think about the idea that a square tile has a diagonal at 45 degrees, if we can draw a diagonal from our midpoint to the horizon, then where this intersects the horizon, this will become a vanishing point for 45 degrees. Now, if I draw a line directly down from the horizon to my closest point here, if I now rotate that distance and place that on the horizon, I've got a mark position here. If I now use this point as my vanishing point for 45 degrees, I can now draw a line from this point through the corner of this room and where it intersects with each of these lines, these then are denoting the diagonals of the square. So if I now draw a horizontal line through this point, then through that point, and through this point, this, and finally this one. We've created square tiles in perspective. Now obviously the vanishing point in this instance is a little bit too close, so therefore we've got unrealistic looking rectangles, but it gives you a basic idea of how you can construct a floor plan and a room in perspective. Now we can also understand where our horizontal distances disappears, but I'll come on to that later on.